Hello everyone, hope you are well. Welcome to this simple movement routine that you can do daily if you have arthritis or if you are someone that wakes up and tends to be a little stiff, maybe your joints are a little stiff, maybe it takes you a little while to get going in the mornings. This routine is a combination of seated and standing movements starting from a seat, which means that you could do it straight out of bed in the morning. So you could sit on the side of the bed and then move into the standing positions. However, I know that's not ideal for everybody. Sometimes we need that time to kind of get up and get a little bit warmed up before we actually start to think about doing any physical exercise. So you could always do it a little bit later on, as long as you've got some sort of seat, something that doesn't swivel. So a kitchen chair, dining chair. You could even sit on the side of your sofa as well. So yeah, all you need really for this is something to sit on, a chair, and you don't even need a mat for this one. You can just, from your seat, you'll be able to stand straight up. So let's get started. So when you're ready, starting in your seat, making sure that your knees are just directly above your ankles and your feet are nice and flat to the floor. Place your hands on your lap and take a nice big breath in, and let's get tall through the spine. You might close your eyes here for a moment, take a breath, and then a nice slow exhale out of the mouth, and just feel those shoulders gently relax. Let's take a couple of deep breaths here. So in through the nose, if that's comfortable, and making the exhale nice and slow out through your mouth. Take another deep breath in, and slowly release it out. Wonderful. So we're just going to start with some nice gentle neck stretches. So when you're ready, you're going to just allow the left ear to gently drop over to the left shoulder. You're going to feel a lovely stretch on that right side of your neck, maybe into your shoulder a little bit as well. Take a nice big breath in here and gently release it out. Inhale, we're going to come back to center and gently lower right ear to right shoulder. Again, just feeling the stretch. Think about that stretch. You're lengthening out the neck. Take a breath in and let it go. Wonderful. Nice and slowly come back to center. Let's go a couple more times each side now. So left ear to left shoulder. You're going to feel the stretch, and then you're going to inhale back to center, taking it then gently to the right. Wonderful. Inhale back to center and take it to the left. Wonderful. Inhale back to center, over to the right. We're going to go one more time each side. Inhale back to center. Drop left ear, left shoulder. Inhale up. And right ear, right shoulder. Wonderful. When you're ready, bring your head back to center, and we're gently going to drop the chin down to the chest. Now, once your chin gets here, what you can do just to deepen this stretch is roll your shoulders back. And that's going to feel really nice in the back of the neck. And you might feel that stretch and go slightly deeper down into the shoulders. Take a nice big breath in here. And exhale, let it go. Wonderful. Inhale nice and slowly. Bring your head back to center. And then take the gaze up slightly. So just lifting the nose. We're being mindful not to send the head too far back. And then we're going to just make this into a little bit of a dynamic movement. So nice and gently, we're going to bring chin down to chest. And then inhale nice and slow, nose through center, taking the gaze up. Keep it going. Dropping chin to chest. On the inhale, slowly lift the head up. Perfect. Exhale, dropping chin to chest. Lovely. One last lift of that nose. Take the gaze up. And exhale, dropping chin down to the chest one last time. Hold it here. Full breath in. Let it go. Perfect. Inhale, nice and slowly coming back to center. Let's roll the shoulders now. So roll the shoulders up to the ears, squeezing them up and nice and gently rolling them back. You can go nice and slow with this. Keep the spine nice and tall. What's quite nice to do is as you squeeze the shoulders up, think of really elongating up through your spine at the same time and then rolling those shoulders back. Inhale as you squeeze up Exhale as you roll back. Keep the arms nice and loose, little softness in the elbows. Just gently waking up those shoulders. Wonderful. Let's do one more. And roll it back, let it drop, and then we're going to pull the shoulders back, squeeze them up to the ears and bring them forward. And just do a few of these, keep breathing. Again, just going not too fast with it. You know, especially if you've just got out of bed and you're sitting on the side of the bed, we're just taking our time with it. We're trying to gently warm up those stiff muscles and joints. Wonderful. And then nice and gently just come back to center. We're just going to roll out the wrists now. So just bring your hands up in front of you. You're going to just squeeze your hands into fists. And then we're just going to gently rotate the hands. And notice then how that just stretches across the back of your wrist into your forearm. Lovely. And then as with all circular movements, we stop, we go the other way. Perfect. And then we're going to make flashlights with the hands. So we're going to open the hands and the fingers and stretch them really, really wide. Stretch them as far as you can. Lovely. And then nice and slowly come back in and squeeze into a fist. Wonderful. Nice and slow, open and really stretch through the fingers. And then kind of claw, like make like a bit of a claw as you kind of bring the hands back in into those fists. Open nice and slowly. So think flower, how it slowly opens up, the petals open up, stretch, stretch, stretch. And then bring it in nice and slow. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Lovely. Two more like that. Open, stretch nice and wide, and then bring it in. Give it a little squeeze. Last one. Open, stretch as wide as you can, and then little claw, and bring it in for that squeeze, 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 squeeze. Perfect. Open the hands and then give them a little bit of a shake. Wonderful. So now we're just going to circle the torso, just kind of waking up the torso a little bit, getting into the spine just a little bit. So you can place your hands just on your lap. If you're sitting on a chair, you can maybe grab hold of the sides of the chair, but you're okay with your hands on your lap here. And all you're going to do is gently start to circle the torso. And just going nice and slow with the circles. Remember, we're trying to make this nice and gentle. We're not rushing into anything. We're waking ourselves up, waking those muscles up in a really nice, gentle way. Wonderful. And then just stop and take it the other way. Again, it's one of those circular motions. So we always try and take them in the opposite direction. And always have a little check-in with your breathing. Make sure that you are still breathing just normally. We tend to hold our breath even with simple little movements. Lovely. Come back to center. Slide the hands over the knees. And then we're going to be moving into a cat-cow. So inhale, we're going to bring the chest forward. We're taking a little arch of the spine as we take the gaze up. And then exhale, we're going to round the spine, draw the chin to the chest. Lovely. Inhale, nice and slowly. Coming back into cow pose. Try and drop your shoulders away from your ears as well. And then exhale, rounding it out, chin to chest. Couple more like this. Inhale, we bring it forward. And exhale, rounding it out. Inhale, let's bring it forwards. And exhale, rounding it out. Perfect. Nice and steady, coming back to center. Next up, what we're going to do is warm up the knee and the ankle, all in kind of one little movement. So we're going to start with the right leg. We're going to get nice and tall through the spine and draw your navel in. So you're just tightening up your core here. Keep it nice and tight throughout. We're going to interlace the fingers underneath this right thigh. And then we're going to take an inhale and we're going to lift the knee up. So you're having that support underneath the leg. Lift it up just as high as you can. Try and be nice and relaxed in the arms and the shoulders. And then once you're here, you're going to start to rotate the ankle. So just rotate in the foot, the ankle. Doesn't matter which direction because we're going to go the opposite way. Lovely. Come to a stop and then send it the other way. And then kind of notice how your knee is moving as well. So as you're kind of rotating the foot and the ankle, the knee is just gently moving as well. Wonderful. Come to a little stop, take a breath, and gently release that leg down. We're going to do this a couple of times each side. So when you're ready, interlace the fingers around the left leg. We're going to lift it up just as high as we can. Think about getting tall through the spine and then just like relaxing those shoulders and then rotating the foot. Keep breathing. Lovely. There might be some clicking and popping. There always is when it's like ankles and wrists and hips. There's always some sort of pop or click. And then take it in the opposite direction. Lovely. And then go one more time the other way. Wonderful. And then when you're ready, just come to a little stop and really gently just lower the leg down. Let's go straight back to that right one. Interlace the fingers. Inhale, lift the knee up, start to rotate that foot. Wonderful. And then take it in the opposite direction. Perfect. And then stop and nice and gently drop it down. Back to the left. Inhale, we lift and we rotate. Perfect. Send it in the opposite direction. Lovely. And then stop and gently drop it down. Okay, so now we're going to do a little seated sun salutation. This is just going to allow us to get the blood pumping through the body a little bit. It'll allow us to connect to our breath and hopefully make you feel a little bit more awake before we start to stand up. Okay, so making sure that your knees are directly above your ankles. We're going to take a nice big breath in. We're going to reach the arms up. We're going to press the palms together. And then as we exhale, we're going to bring the hands down to the knees. We're going to slide it down, forward fold. So your chest is coming over your thighs. And just let your head and your neck relax down, relax forward. Wonderful. We're going to inhale. We're going to take a little half lift here. So hands come up the shins. We pull the shoulders back. And then exhale, back down, forward fold. When you're ready, nice big breath in. We're going to sweep the arms up as we rise up. Lovely. Exhale, we're going to bring the hands back to the knees. And then we're going to slide it down, forward fold. Lovely. Inhale, we're taking that little half lift. Nice flat back. Exhale down, forward fold. When you're ready, big inhale, rising up. And then exhale, hands back to the knees. We're going to keep it going. Slide it down, forward fold. We're letting the back stretch out nice and gently. Inhale, we take a little half lift. Exhale down, forward fold. Big inhale, rising up. Exhale, hands to the knees. We're going to do 2 more rounds here. Exhale, slide the hands down, forward fold. Inhale, take a little half lift. Exhale down, forward fold. Big inhale, rise it up. Last one. Exhale, hands to your knees. Slide it down, forward fold. Wonderful. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Big inhale, rising up. Big reach of the arms. Bring the palms together. Hands to heart center. So now we're going to come into our standing position, and we're going to get there by doing a movement which is stand up, sit down. We're going to aim to stand up and sit down 10 times. However, if this is a little challenging for you, you can do as many as you like, or you can just skip this part out and then just come to stand up and do the little standing movements in a moment. So we're going to start with our knees directly above the ankles. You can use whatever it is that you're sitting on to kind of push you up into a standing position, or you can challenge yourself by placing your hands on your shoulders, so kind of crossed over onto your shoulders. Try to engage your core here, so draw the navel in, and we're going to inhale to stand up and exhale to sit down. Okay, so let's go. Inhale up, 1, nice and gently sit down. Inhale up, 2, and sit down. Inhale up, 3, and sit down. Inhale up, 4, and sit down. Inhale up, 5, sit down, inhale up, 6, and sit down, inhale up, 7, and sit down, inhale up, 8, and sit down, inhale up, 9, sit down. We're going to stay standing for 10, inhale up, 10. Lovely, just dropping your arms down by your side. Okay, so now we're going to take ourselves into a standing forward fold. This is just going to stretch out all of the back of the body. And we've already done a seated forward fold. So this one should feel a little easier for us to do. So feet are going to be about hip distance apart. We're going to take a little bit of a bend in the knees. Then we're going to inhale, we're going to reach the arms up into the air. We're finding some length through the upper body. And then as we exhale, we're going to start to hinge forward from the hips, nice and slowly coming down into a forward fold. Now you do not need to be touching the floor, just come forward as far as you can. You can let the arms hang down. If you do have any yoga blocks available, you can grab one of those. You can rest your hands on it if you just want that extra support. But as long as it feels okay, you can just kind of hang here. And you're just going to start to feel that stretch into your hamstrings. You're going to feel it in the back. Try to allow your neck and your head to relax here. We're going to take a nice big breath in, nice big exhale. Wonderful. And then we're going to inhale and we're going to roll ourselves up into a standing position. Nice and slowly. You can gently straighten through the legs. Once you reach standing, roll your shoulders back and then sweep your arms out to the sides and up into the air. Press the palms together. Take a little bend in the knees again and nice and slowly float yourself down into that forward fold. Maybe you feel like you go a little bit further down this time. Maybe, maybe not, just depends. Wonderful, take a full breath in here and then let it go. And then inhale nice and slowly, rolling yourself up again. Wonderful. Again, once you reach the top, roll the shoulders. We sweep the arms out to the side and up into the air. Little bend in the knees and hinge it forward, exhaling all the way down to that forward fold. Wonderful. This time we're going to inhale. We're going to take a half lift. Nice flat back. Hands can come to your shins, or maybe arms are hanging down again. Maybe you're touching the floor. Lovely. And then exhale back to that forward fold one last time. Inhale, we're going to gently roll ourselves up to standing. Once we reach the top, we're going to roll the shoulders, sweep the arms out, bring the palms together. Wonderful. And then let's lengthen up here, reach up nice and high, finding length through the body. Wonderful. You're going to bring your left hand to your left hip. And then we're going to take a little lean over to the left, reaching that right arm over to that left side, into that standing side stretch. Nice big breath into that side body. Might even feel it into the hip. Wonderful. Inhale, nice and slowly coming back to center. Let's bring that right hand to the hip. And then when you're ready, you're going to sweep this left arm out to the side and take it over to the right. Again, feeling that stretch in that side body. Wonderful. Inhale, nice and slowly back to center. Perfect. Hand to hip. And then reaching right arm up and over. Wonderful. Inhale, back to center. Let's bring that right hand to the hip. Inhale, reach left arm out, up and over. Reach, reach, reach. Wonderful. Inhale, nice and slowly, coming back to center. Let's reach both arms up into the air now. Inhaling all the way up. Press the palms together. And then exhale. Let's bring the hands down to heart center. Lovely. You can bring the arms down by your side. Palms can face forward. And then you can stand here for a moment. Maybe close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths. Or if you prefer, you're right near your seat, so you can come and just sit down again and just take a few breaths just to reset yourself at the end of this practice. That brings us to the end of this daily movement practice. Remember to listen to your body and only do what you feel you can. Please like this video and leave me a comment letting me know how you found it, and be sure to subscribe for more content like this. And remember, flow gently, live fully.